Hello, friends.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I didn't have it up.
Neighbors year-end sales event. Ford Motor Company has authorized X-Plan discounts to everyone from now to January 4th. Low interest rates for qualified buyers, huge discounts, plus special offers from Mike Birch Ford means all new Fords at the lowest prices of the year. Get over $10,000 off on select new Ford F-150s. Finance for Ford Motor Credit, get another $750 rebate. You want to save even more? Come to the house Good Service Built, and we'll give you 5 free oil changes while in 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty on any new Ford we sell. Timmy Rozier, Joey Lee, Bart Duncan, Randy Williamson, and Tracy Ross are ready to get you the best prices of the year. Stop the search. Come to Mike Birch Ford, the dealership where friends send friends and neighbors are welcome. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Ford vehicles. This is Sammy Dixon saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business.
Are you thinking of selling your home or business? Hi, I'm Gloria, and as a realtor, I know that getting rid of the clutter in your home is one of the best ways to help sell your house quickly. At Jessup Premium Storage, our family-owned company provides a convenient and secure building for all of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
The cool, clean, and secure.
When you have an accident, you, not the insurance company, chooses the body shop, and you only need one estimate. All you have to do is call Jerome Riles at B&C Collision Center in downtown Scriven to deal with the adjusters and insurance company. Whether it's a little ding or a major crash, that B&C Collision Center across from Waz and Cabinet Shop in Scriven deal with the insurance company so you don't have to. Call them at 579-2274. That's 579-2274.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO-FM in Jessup. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Monday morning, very last day of November 30th, 2015. Butch Shepard here with you. Thank you very much for tuning in to WIFO-FM in Jessup. Currently here we have 53 degrees here in southeast Georgia. Looking for mostly sunny skies today. High today in the upper 70s today. And the Altamaha River level is at 10.6 feet and pretty much steady. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Parker Insurance and Realty, located on Macon Street in downtown Jessup. Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway. B&C Collision Center in Scriven, and by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
You did a lot of traveling this weekend, didn't you?
Yeah, they can have Atlanta.
Yeah, oh yeah, they can have Atlanta. The traffic up there is...
I said the best picture is that Golden Dome in your rearview mirror.
You know, people who live up there, you know, say, well, you just get used to it. I guess it's kind of like having a bad toothache or something. I don't know. You just get used to it, huh?
Best sign I saw was Welcome to Wayne County, and that's the best thing I saw.
That's the best thing you saw, huh?
Yeah, they can have it. I said, it's always good to see family, but I'll tell you, that traffic's just unbearable.
I know, it's amazing.
It was fun listening to, got a chance on Wednesday to listen to Buck and Kincaid. That was interesting. That's when you knew the end of Mark Rick era was about to begin, because Rick agrees to be on their show, but stipulates that he won't talk about the season, won't talk about his job status. And Buck was like, well, what are we talking about then? Very short interview on Wednesday. But the talk shows up there in Atlanta, Macon, were just calling for his head, saying he got to go, got to fire him. So, I mean, he had no support in the Atlanta media area. So it was just, sad situation. Just always had to see somebody get kicked out, especially after 15 years. But like I said, not happy with the program where it's at. But hopefully Kirby Smart takes the job, because that's where they're going.
Yeah.
Hopefully they got a plan.
I tell folks who Kirby Smart is.
He's the defense coordinator at Alabama. Been there for several years under Nick Saban, but he graduated Georgia, played in Georgia secondary. That's his alma mater. So apparently that's the man they want to come be the new head coach at Georgia. So
Okay.
be interesting what kind of position they give Rick, and they gave him an option. I mean, it was kind of funny how it all came out Sunday. Headlines was Mark Rick's fired at Georgia, and the university comes out with this nice political statement that they reached a mutual agreement. He's just going to step down, and he can accept a position with the university if he wants to stay on, or he can go coach whatever.
Right, outreach programs and things of that sort.
And basically, it was step down or be fired. That's basically what it came down to. So, anyways, out of 15 years in the BNRC, I'm sure he's getting his, I'm sure his phone's ringing off the hook. I'm sure there's a lot of schools who would like to have Mark Rick as their head coach.
I'm sure they are.
So the question is, what does he want to do? A lot of people close to him say he's just kind of burnt out, doesn't really want to coach, and that's what they saw the last couple of years. Just didn't know if he had that desire to be on the sidelines. The last couple of years, you just see him on the sidelines. Like I said, I mentioned in the Georgia Florida game, it just looked like he was disengaged. But listen to people inside the program. The reason he was disengaged is that was the biggest fiasco. We talked about it. Why did he go with Baltaw, a third-string quarterback, a kid that never threw a pass in 3 years? The inside story at University of Georgia, Mark Rick made that decision solely on his own. No one on the staff was in favor of it. Schottenheimer wasn't in favor of it. Nobody on that staff was. They were all like, "What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing, Coach?
Why are we making this decision?" Nobody understood that decision. Nobody can explain it, and he still hasn't explained it yet. And it was funny after the game. The media asked him, "Well, what are we going to do now?" After the experiment was a disaster, and the answer was, "I don't know." Mm-hmm. And that's when the president and the AD were like, "This isn't where we want to be." We got a 15-year head coach makes a foolish decision, a disastrous decision, and now he can't explain it, and he can't understand where we're going. So, But anyway, it was just time to move on. We'll see if Kirby Smart takes a job. You hope you have a plan in place. That's the only thing I thought about.
You have a plan in place.
Hopefully the groundwork's been laid and Kirby's coming. You'd hate to. Because apparently LSU's plan fell out of place over the weekend.
Yeah, apparently Jimbo's not going to LSU. So they said, well, we better just hold on to Myers.
And that's the inside story. Now I'm talking to everybody down in the meeting room in Jacksonville on Sunday that was the word. That they made the call to Jimbo. And Jimbo says, I think I'm not going to LSU. So it was like, we better stick with Les Miles. And so Les gets one more. Well, what kind of, how's that recruiting class going? Are you really going to LSU? How long is it Les Miles going to be there?
Yeah,
do you want to commit?
Well, they say the Les Miles right now is in the driver's seat because, they gave him long enough to be able to get support behind them,
Yeah, but has anything changed? The reason they're ousting at Les Miles because he can't beat Nick Saban. He's 0 for 5. Mm-hmm. Is it going to change next year?
Don't know.
So, I mean, that's the craziest thing I ever saw this past week. Like they said on ESPN and Fox News, where was the support before Saturday? The AD comes out there emphatic. Les Miles is our coach. Well, where were you 3 weeks ago when everybody's asking about his job status and he was going to be fired? And
we thought Jimbo was coming. That's
no comment. So it's just funny to watch it all work. But there's a lot of openings.
Oh, a lot of openings.
A lot of people fired over the weekend. Virginia got fired over the weekend. We told you that coach was on his way out.
Oh, yeah.
He deserved to be fired.
That's right. He did.
So I'm sure
deserves to be gone.
I'm sure Grayson's laughing somewhere. So I'm laughing. How'd it work out for you getting ready? Not too good. 4-8. I think Grayson made the right choice. He's on a team about to win 10 games, going to a bowl game, beat Georgia Tech.
That's another barn burner for Georgia, right? 13-7.
We just we take that opening drive and go right down the field and score, and we just can't see it.
It's looking good.
But the defense is playing lights out. Somebody made a mention yesterday. At the end of the season, go look at Georgia's defensive stats. They're probably going to be in the top 10, 15 across the board in all categories because the last 3-4 weeks, the defense is playing excellent football.
Nick Saban says, what is our profession coming to, because of he didn't like the fact that Coach Rick was fired, that he's a good coach and a good mentor and has done great for the college football program. And, of course, if I was Coach Saban, I'd want him to stay, too, because you beat him each time you play him.
Well, like they said, the benchmark is Nick Saban, where his program's at. His programs compete for a national championship and win national championships, and that's what Les Miles is compared to. He set the benchmark. So,
well, and I think also the fact that Florida's coaches have been going in and out, and they got a new coach that comes in this year with basically questionable talent from what they said, and he goes off and they won the East this year. And here's Coach Rick with all kinds of talent out there, and we didn't win the East this year, which we were supposed to, because the East was supposed to be down in talent this year, and then you had new coaches in and so forth. So you had the dean of coaches there, Coach Rick, with all that talent, supposed to take us to the East into the SEC championship game against Bama, and didn't happen.
Well, I said the two things you'd like to see. You'd like to see a decision made quickly, and also you want to see what happens with the recruits. How is it going to affect the recruiting? Is the Easton kid going to come now? Is Holyfield coming now? All these kids have said that if Rick leaves, they're not coming. So time will tell. They still have to make those decisions. So
yeah, you got to get coaching there quick.
Georgia projected to have a good recruiting class, but you just got to see how it all plays out in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
Jonathan singing somewhere?
Yeah, Jonathan's in there in the dark, and they're singing. He goes in there and rests for a little while, puts that leg up. It still has not healed. He still goes around with the cast on. So that leg he broke several weeks ago, back in September, still healing.
He needs some singing lessons.
He needs some singing lessons. Oh boy, Bob. Well, both the Jags and the Falcons lost. What's happened to the Falcons?
Well, they lost their running back, without Freeman. It's hard to, I'll tell you, when you lose a key factor, ask Georgia, when you lose a Nick Chubb, you lose a Tony Romo, you lose your main man, as I said yesterday. I think Steve Mariucci said, well, you lose your mojo,
You lose your mojo when you lose that good back or quarterback.
It's just hard to replace those guys. But the Falcons, I don't know what's going on with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I know. 6-0 and now lost 4 of the last 5.
I don't know if he's injured but his decision making in the last several games, you just kind of shake your head like, where's he throwing the ball? But hopefully, the good news, the Falcons, they're still in the playoff picture right now. I mean, they're still, if it ended today, they'd be in as a wild card, but they've got to start winning football games. And the Jaguars, I don't understand what's going on with them. 2-8 team comes in, you've won 3 of 4, you got to win that game. But
yeah, I know.
They just
nobody gave it away.
It's just not a good day for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Gus Bradley's finally getting a little perturbed, and I think some jobs are going to be on the line. So we'll see what transpires the next couple of weeks. But he was not a happy camper in his press conference.
Well, the backup quarterback for the Denver Broncos did good last night, didn't he?
That was a fun game of watching the snowstorm.
I know, wasn't it? Yeah, he went from a green field to a white field before the game was over. Overtime, New England no longer undefeated. Denver comes and wins in overtime.
That's fun to play in. That's brought back memories. That's fun to go out there when it's pouring. Snow's coming
snowing like that.
Yeah, it's fun. Can't see 2 feet in front of your face, but it's fun to play.
Whatever you say, Bob.
I've been there. It's fun. It's fun to go out and play in the snow.
Okay. But Denver wins last night. Another got to be excited is I don't know what they're in Denver and the entire state of Colorado for how well their team really did last night with the backup quarterback. And, don't know if Peyton's going to be back this year or not because of that foot. And so Carolina Panthers still the only undefeated team out there. Who plays tonight, Bob?
It's a yawner.
A yawner?
You got Baltimore without Joe Flacco, who's out for the year, and Johnny Manziel not playing for Cleveland. He's been demoted to third string for his foolishness. So it's going to be a real boring game tonight.
If I was Johnny's dad, I'd say, come home and you're on restriction, boy. I mean, geez. They give him second and third chances, and it's just like he throws it all up in their face,
Be curious to see how the ratings are this Monday. This might be the lowest rated Monday Night Football game watched in the history of NFL.
It could be.
What are you tuning in to watch?
I don't know. Well, I haven't ever liked it since they took Hank Williams Jr. off, so. Since they took Hank Jr. off Josephus, I liked it all.
Not much going on tonight in Monday Night Football. They probably shaking when Johnny Manziel is playing, it'd be fun to watch him. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that he got to move the third string, so he's not playing. And like I said, Joe Flacco got hurt, and he's out for the season. So I can't even remember who. I was trying to think about on the way home who is Baltimore's backup quarterback, but name escaped me.
Okay. So don't know if it's a veteran or a rookie or what.
I don't think I'll be tuning in.
Okay. I guess you'll tune in, just see what's going on, Bob.
I promise you I'm not watching this. I'm not watching watching the Ravens and the Browns.
Didn't you Steelers take it on the chin?
They took it on the chin, being threw for close to 500 yards up and down the field, but the defense can't stop anybody. They can't stop a nosebleed. So it's just, not a good situation in Pittsburgh. Their secondary is awful.
Seattle just, that's a tough place to win there in that
You
stadium.
want to score in Pittsburgh, just throw the ball.
Just throw the ball.
Throw it. And they promise you they're open. Either that or they can't tackle.
You go take that guy over there. No, you go take him. And then he catches the ball and runs for a touchdown.
So I don't understand. Every year the draft comes, I say, please draft defensive backs, but they never do.
They never do.
I don't.
All right, Bob.
Frustrating.
You fired off a letter yet?
We can score a lot. I like my coach, but and I love the offense, but the defensive secondary just for the last several years, they're trying to replace all the guys that were too old. Troy Polamalu, like Taylor, all those guys are gone. Ryan Clark, they lost 3 veterans who are no longer there, so they replaced them with rookies, but they're not playing very well.
When you think of Pittsburgh, you think of Baltimore, you think of Chicago, you think of defense first, and those teams they're not playing the defense like they used to.
When you score 30 points or 35 points and you throw for 500 yards, you're supposed to win.
You're supposed to win, Bob. Common sense would say you win, but Seattle just had more yards, I guess. So they actually had more points. I don't know, they had more yards, but
they had more points. So I think Russell Wilson threw for 5 touchdowns on the day. So like I say, you want to score against Pittsburgh, just throw the ball.
Well, congratulations to Georgia Southern. They whipped up on South Alabama this past Saturday, and they've got one more regular season game. They'll take on Georgia State this coming Saturday. They're in Statesboro at Paulson Stadium. Pre-game will begin at 12 noon right here at 105.5 FM with kickoff at 2 o'clock. So one more regular week for Georgia Southern.
Yeah. And then they go to a bowl game.
Any idea where we may be going, Georgia?
The rumor is that Georgia's going to play Florida State in the Gator Bowl, which would be fun, especially with the rumor circulating Jimbo Fisher might be the new coach.
Yeah.
Mark Rick's got ties with FSU, but that's the early talk. That's the early talk that Georgia and FSU could see each other down in the Gator Bowl, which would be fun.
All right. Who's Clemson going to be playing for the ACC championship?
North Carolina.
Okay.
It's championship week this week. You got Clemson, North Carolina, and the ACC. You got Florida and Alabama in the SEC. You got USC and Stanford in the Western final, and you've got the it's Iowa and Michigan State. Right.
Yeah, that'll be a real big game right there.
And the winner of that game most likely going to be one of the final 4 teams, and I believe the winner of that game is going to get one of the 4 spots.
Is it
They say Oklahoma's in.
Oklahoma's in, yeah.
Clemson, if they wins in, Alabama's in. So there's your final 4. It'll be interesting what the Tuesday vote is right now. But Clemson, had a scare with South Carolina, but got by them 37-32. Alabama, Henry looks like he's going to get the Heisman Trophy after that performance against Auburn. And like I said, the Michigan State-Iowa winner was definitely going to be one of the final 4, and they stay Oklahoma's in, so they don't have a championship game. So
I know, I can't believe that. They'll have the teams in that conference or what?
Despite a loss to Texas, which was earlier in the year, they say Oklahoma's already in. So those are your final 4 teams: Bama, Clemson, Oklahoma, and the winner of the Iowa and Michigan State game.
Okay.
Should be fun to watch it play out. But Florida has a say, but Florida has to score. And that's the thing about Florida. Florida's defense is lights out like Georgia, but they've got the same problem. They can't score. 27-2 or 22, whatever it was against Florida State. They just kind of move the ball against Florida State's defense. If they can't move it on against Florida State's defense, good luck trying to move it on Alabama's defense.
Okay.
But I much to the chagrin of my nephew, I told him, you're going to lose.
He probably said, well, at least we're there and you're not.
Yeah, I told him they're going to lose to Florida State. So, hadn't heard back from him.
Yeah, they did lose the State.
I'll be glad to have a little wager with him on the Alabama game, too. So, I'll take the tie.
Okay.
But they had all their Gator gear on this weekend, so that was fun. It was a pretty wild Thanksgiving. I said my sister's LSU, and my niece is South Carolina, my brother-in-law and nephew are Florida, me and my niece are Georgia. So it was, we all took pictures with our collegiate gear on.
And you,
Debate around the Thanksgiving table.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was a lovely time around the family table.
A lot of jabs, getting.
Yeah. Now, you said that Ware County and Glenn County is playing for the right to go to the Dome next week, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a great game this Friday down at Glenn County Stadium. They said, that's a huge stadium.
Big stadium.
They say there will not be an empty seat in that stadium Friday night. So if you go and get there early, parking could be the key. I don't know where everybody's going to park, but Ware County will bring a tremendous crowd from Waycross, and Glenn Academy's all excited. I mean, they've gone on the road twice and won. And they went to Dalton and Stockbridge. So Mr. Rocky Hidalgo's got them one game away from the Georgia Dome. So that's the closest they've been in eons. So somebody's going.
Yep. Some team from down here is going. One of the two.
One of the two is going to be at the Georgia Dome the following week.
You got a prediction yet?
I think the Ware County Gators, are a better team. That Glenn Academy's got the home field, so most people counted Glenn Academy out the last 2 weeks, so I'm sure they're fine being counted out this week. So we'll see how it plays out.
Okay.
If I was to pick it, I'd pick Ware County to win. Okay. I just think they got more talent. But it should be a fun game. Looking forward to it. And Fitzgerald surprised me. They went down and whipped up on Benedictine.
They did. Whipped up on them, man. Jeez.
That was just kind of a surprise over the weekend. But all the semifinals are this weekend, and the finals are at the Georgia Dome the following week. And again, Georgia Public TV will broadcast all those games once again beginning next Friday. I think the first one starts at 12 noon a week from Friday.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Those are fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, so we've talked a lot of football there. You got meetings to go to this week?
City meets tomorrow night. I said they got the decision on the recycling program. It looks like more and more that the recycling program will be done in Jessup after the first of the year. So
yeah, we'll see. I know they're working on some options right now. They've got some options they're working on, so it'll be interesting to see if any of those options come up tomorrow night, right? Tonight or tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, on Tuesday night. So it'll be interesting to see if any of those are viable options or if they still have to close the thing up. I know that a lot of people still want it, but it hasn't been economically feasible for Jessup to continue with it. And I'm not sure if any other parties are going to step in and help. We'll find out.
Yeah, those people wanting to come up with a solution because I talked to the mayor. Nobody's called City Hall with a solution.
So we want some help here.
If you got an idea, like I said, they've been asking for those ideas, but none have come to City Hall. So it looks more and more like the program's going to go belly up. It's sad that only 10% of the people participate in the program to begin with. I mean, that right there is your problem, But that's the stat. 10% of the people participate in recycling in the city of Jessup. Not good.
Yeah.
Hard to survive when you only have 10% of the people participating. And the county's got to decide where their county attorney's going to be. Samantha Jacobs withdrew her name over the weekend, so they're down to 2.
Yeah, that's right. So we got local attorney Andy Beaver and one from Darien.
James Smith.
Okay. Somebody just texted into us. Of course, if you do have questions or comments, you can always text into us at 912-427-3711. Our regular business studio line. It says, Bob, have you heard that Rick is going to be staying on as assistant AD?
I don't believe he's getting that position.
I hadn't heard that either.
No.
I heard he was offered other things, but I never heard assistant AD yet.
That would be pushing cloth filling out the door, and I don't think that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he's getting assistant AD. Like I said, they're talking some kind of ambassador position or something like that.
Outreach program, things of that sort. I don't know what position it is, but.
And the reason I hear they're giving that, his buy clause is $4.5 million. If they give him an ambassador position at $1.2 million, they save $3 million.
Oh, okay.
So
it's always about the money, honey.
But I don't believe he's going to be the assistant AD.
Okay.
Because, and if he, one thing makes you, if he is staying on, it makes more and more sense that Kirby Smart's coming because, an outsider is probably not going to feel comfortable coming with a 15-year head coach hanging around the program. And
I agree.
So,
especially being your boss like that.
All right. So it's got to be somebody that is familiar with Rick, played for Rick, somebody like a Kirby Smart who wouldn't, have any problem with that. I said, everybody talked to says Kirby Smart who they want. And then the question is Kirby Smart going to leave Alabama heading towards the SEC title game and the national championship game, or do they let him play the string out? I think they said Rick's coaching the bowl game, so there's
he has the option if he wants to coach it.
No sense of urgency right now, but I said, I'm sure the announcement and the decision, I look for it to be quickly. I said, if Kirby Smart's taking the job, I think he announces it very quickly that he's coming.
Yeah. Well, some of those deep pocket alumni, I'm sure, have been talking to the AD and president up there and saying, here's the check, just fill in what you need to go get them.
You know, and the reason Kirby Smart makes sense is because he is a Georgia alumnus. He has been in Alabama these many years. He has that reputation as a great defense coordinator. If Georgia were to pass on Kirby Smart and say Kirby Smart takes a job at South Carolina and he becomes the next Nick Saban, then Georgia's got egg on their face.
That's
Why in
right.
the world didn't you go get Kirby Smart? So
Go get the alumni.
that's why Kirby Smart is the logical choice, the smart choice, the person that they've targeted. And like I said, it's his job to turn down. And I don't think he's turned it down. I think if they offer him the job, Kirby Smart's in Athens as the head coach.
Okay. All right. Any other words of wisdom this morning, Bob? Anything on your mind that you want to pass along to our listeners here on IFL Radio?
Weekend Jessup, like I said, they got the lighting of the tree Thursday. They got the live activity Thursday and Friday, Christmas parade Saturday. So, as they mentioned, the holiday season's upon us. The holiday shopping's going well. I understand Black Friday was a big success in Jessup. So, just want to encourage everybody to, again, shop his home locally as much as you can. Yeah.
All right. World famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by BNC Collision Center in Scrivener, by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the way.